Hello everyone, welcome back to Joy's Creative Finger. The Prince Eden and the Princess Cinderella have been on honeymoon for a few weeks on this ocean. They didn't take this yacht as most of Simtown would have expected, and they didn't take this grand ship either. It has a very large crew, and quite frankly, the Prince and Princess didn't want that much attention. Also, they wanted their whereabouts to be kept secret, and that's why the thumbnail of the video doesn't even say that they are on honeymoon aboard this beautiful honeymoon boat that's been built especially for them across the way over here. Now, a lot of reporters have wanted to catch a glimpse of this newly wedded couple, but they have succeeded in securing a beautiful location to have fun and to move around the ocean. Now, during this tour, I will give you a glimpse into one of their typical days aboard the sea and some of the fun that they do have on this boat. My goal here was to make sure that this structure did look like a boat, a bit narrow from the front, a bit broad around the middle here, and then it narrows out towards the back. And that's a real structure for a boat. It looks like an oval shape. Now, through the porthole windows, or say from the side here, you can catch a glimpse of the royal sailor, Jeffrey Montgomery, who has sailed the seas with the prince many, many times before. So he's not just a sailor to the prince, but he's also a dear friend. Now, around the side here, we have a seating area on the deck for the prince and the princess, who spend most of their nights looking up into the stars. Now, this is the back part of the boat. It's layered with quite a number of black, bright view windows. There's more of a view into the living quarters downstairs than there is upstairs, where they have their private quarters. So they do have a good amount of privacy. And although their whereabouts are unknown, they can never be too careful when it comes to that subject matter. Here is another view of our trusted sailor Jeffrey Montgomery, and he has 2 ship wheels to control this boat. Now, this is the angle into the boat here, and that's how we get in through these black Scandinavian doors right here. And once we come in through these doors, it leads into a corridor where we have 3 doors leading into different parts of the ship. This door leads to the kitchen, the door right in front of the entrance leads to the restroom, and the other door leads into the other parts of the boat. Now, that corridor might look completely closed off and dark from its structure, but you have to imagine that the walls on either side of this corridor are filled with glass partitionings, so you can actually see the kitchen as you walk in through the glass before going in through the door. Now, the prince and princess obviously has had this lovely staff member fully stock their kitchen with every meal and every item they would need for refreshments on this boat, and they have a lovely island area to sit down and eat if they wanted to. And then through this door leads into the main dining and eating area. Here we have our Prince Eden and our Princess Cinderella eating away, dressed in royal blue. And this is basically what they've been looking forward to ever since the fabulous wedding. Although they enjoy the company of so many people wishing them well, they certainly are appreciating time alone together. Cinderella's also reverted back to her original hair color, which is jet black, because you might have noticed that during the wedding she had highlights in her hair. This is a royal butler who takes care of the prince and is also a friend. Why are most of the crew members friends? Well, they have to be, because the prince needs to be able to trust them. He wants to make sure that the time he spends with his new bride on this boat for the next few weeks remains private. They don't want to get back to town and find pictures of their special moments broadcast across the town. This is the living room area for the prince and the princess. They sit here, they watch TV, they are aware of what's going on back home. And because I use these bright view glass windows, the prince and princess also have a beautiful view of the ocean around them, which is quite nice and relaxing. These seats obviously have to be fixed into the ground, as most of the furniture in this boat would be, because the tide would pick up every now and again and the boat would sway from side to side, so most of the items have to be fixed in place. This angle on the boat gives us a better view of the outstretched ocean through the bright view glass windows. So it's a marvelous view from the kitchen area, from the hallway, the dining area, and the living room. Even the butler has a brilliant view of the ocean from where he stands. Now I'm going to release the butler for a few minutes and get him to go upstairs and give us a quick tour of the upstairs part of this boat. So it leads right up onto the deck here. But before we have a look at the master quarters, let's quickly have a look at Jeffrey Montgomery's quarters right here. As you can see, he's got a few equipments that he uses to control this boat, and he has a living quarter right in the back here with this red couch. So you have to assume that he can pull it open into a full-size bed and really rest during the days that he doesn't really need to actively sail the boat. The boat has a computerized control room, so he doesn't actually need to spin the ship's wheel. It's purely decorative. He can only admire it, as you can see here. Jeffrey has a telephone in place in the control room where he can make calls to the Coast Guard should there be any problems while they're aboard the sea during the time of the day when he doesn't have to be up front monitoring the direction of the boat. I intentionally selected the mahogany wall paneling and mahogany floor because boats or ships do have paneling inside of them, and I felt this was the best choice. It's supposed to be expensive as the interior for this boat. Our butler here is going to give us a quick tour of the master quarters. These double doors right here as you come up the staircase lead into a little hallway, and on the left we have the bathroom for the prince and princess. We've got some beautiful pictures on the wall, and everything is ready for them to get cleaned up whenever they want to. When you go back through the hallway, you come into the main resting quarters for the prince and princess, and there is a lovely mirror in the entrance there, as you can see. This angle here is the closet space. So all their luggage presumably should be in that corner, all tucked away, and this room is just especially for the lovely couple to really enjoy the view, sit down and share some loving experiences together. Now behind this gorgeous bed is a lovely bay window spread across from behind, and it's got lovely drapes, soft white drapes that they can pull shut if the rays of the sun were too strong, and on occasion they'd leave it open so they can have a fabulous view of the blue ocean. It's really beautiful and airy in this space, and the prince and the princess spend a lot of good times in here when they're not off the boat enjoying the water. In fact, the only time the prince and Cinderella spend in this boat is when they need to eat, when they need to clean up, and when they need to get some sleep, which they don't get a lot of because they're having so much fun. Their sailor, Jeffrey Montgomery, had selected out some beautiful spots along the coast where the prince and Cinderella do get off the boat and spend the larger part of their days. The main feature of their honeymoon is certainly not the boat. It's the many memorable moments that they would share on different days in different locations. Their long conversations, the laughter, the cuddles, and the play between them will never be forgotten. Now that's just a little peek into a typical day for the Prince Eden and the Princess Cinderella while they're on honeymoon. I can't say for sure when these lovebirds will return to their French chateau, but I can say that if they spend any more time aboard this boat, well, we might hear the patter of tiny feet. Well, I thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day, but certainly we wish the Prince Eden and the Princess Cinderella a fabulous evening. Bye!